Have you ever been sitting with someone you like and the exact moment you want to say something, your mind just goes blank? That used to happen to me all the time. In this video, I'm going to show you why that happens, how to get out of that freeze, and how to talk to women more calmly and naturally. By the end, you'll know how to stay present, start better conversations, and keep them going without feeling fake. I used to get stuck because I was trying too hard to get it right. Something that helped me a lot was realizing this. Most people are far less focused on you than you think. So when you stop treating the interaction like a performance, the pressure drops fast. First thing to know, the real problem is usually not that you have nothing to say. The real problem is that the moment you feel pressure, your attention turns inward. You stop being in the conversation and start watching yourself talk. That sounds small, but it changes everything. Because once you start monitoring every word, every pause, and every reaction, the conversation stops feeling human. It starts feeling like a test. And that is when the freeze hits. I know that feeling well. I used to think the answer was to find better lines, smarter jokes, or some perfect opener. But the more I tried to perform, the worse I got. I was so focused on getting it right that I stopped being present. Which, by the way, is a fantastic way to turn a normal conversation into a one-man TED Talk nobody asked for. Second thing to know, conversations do not usually die because you are boring. They die because you are not fully in the room. What women actually notice. A lot of guys think women are mainly reacting to the exact words. But in reality, they are reacting to the whole picture. Your tone, your timing, your facial expression, your body language, and the way you handle silence all matter. There's a lot of research showing that nonverbal communication carries a huge amount of social meaning, and that people pick up tension, confidence, uncertainty, and openness very fast, often before the actual content of the conversation even matters. That means if you are mentally scrambling, she can feel it. Not because she can read your mind, but because your energy changes. Your pace changes, your voice changes, your body changes, and that makes the whole interaction feel less comfortable. So the goal is not to become some perfect conversational machine. The goal is to become calmer in the moment so the conversation has room to breathe. Third thing to know, the goal is not to sound impressive. The goal is to feel steady enough that your words can actually land. 2. The presence shift. Before you worry about what to say, you need to shift how you are showing up. Ask yourself 3 questions. Am I trying too hard to impress? Am I too focused on how I look? Am I reacting to pressure instead of staying present? If the answer is yes, you do not need more words. You need less internal noise. One of the simplest things you can do is slow yourself down physically. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Take one slower breath. Let your body come down a little before you speak. That sounds basic, but basic is often what works. Because when your body settles, your mind follows. And when your mind follows, your words become easier. Fourth thing to know, people usually feel your nervousness before they understand your sentence. That is why say it better is not always the answer. Sometimes the answer is be less tense while you say it. 3. How to start naturally. The best conversation starters are usually not clever. They are grounded in the moment. You do not need to force some big, memorable opener. You just need something real enough to begin. That could be a simple observation, a light comment about the situation, a genuine question, or a small personal reaction to what is happening right there. What matters is that it feels human. If you try too hard to sound impressive, the opener becomes heavy. If you keep it light and real, the conversation has a better chance of opening naturally. And once it starts, do not rush to fill every second. A lot of men kill momentum because they panic after the first sentence. They think they have to keep producing content. But good conversation is not a speech. It is a back and forth. Here's what's important to remember. If the opener works, your next job is not to chase the perfect next line. Your job is to respond like a real person. 4. How to keep it going. Once the conversation starts, your job is not to dominate it. Your job is to keep it alive. And the easiest way to do that is to go deeper, not wider. If she says something interesting, do not just jump to a new topic. Stay with it for a moment. Ask about meaning, ask about experience, ask about what it felt like. That is where a conversation starts to feel real. For example, if she talks about moving to a new city, ask how that felt. If she mentions work, ask what she actually likes about it. If she brings up a hobby, ask how she got into it. You are not interviewing her. You are following the thread. And when you follow the thread, the conversation begins to build on itself instead of constantly restarting. 5. Why silence is not a problem. Most guys treat silence like danger, but silence is not automatically bad. Sometimes silence is just a natural part of the rhythm. Sometimes it gives both people a second to think. Sometimes it makes the moment feel more grounded. The mistake is to panic and start talking just to fill space. If you can stay relaxed in silence, you already look more confident than most people. You do not need to prove that you are entertaining every second. You just need to show that you are comfortable being there, and that comfort is attractive. 6th thing to know. Silence only feels awkward when you treat it like a failure. If you treat it like part of the rhythm, it becomes useful instead of scary. 6. The biggest mistakes. There are a few things that quietly ruin conversations. First, trying too hard to be liked. If you're constantly adjusting yourself just to get approval, the conversation loses honesty. Second, oversharing too fast. Being open is good. Dumping your whole life story right away is not. Third, rushing the outcome. Some guys want the conversation to immediately turn into something more, and that pressure makes everything feel forced. The better move is to let the conversation build at its own pace. 7. What changes everything? At the end of the day, the biggest shift is not a better script. It is a better state. When you are calm, present, and not trying to control every second, people feel safer around you. They relax. They open up more. And the conversation starts to move naturally. That is why I do not want you to focus on being perfect. I want you to focus on being present. Because once you stop trying to perform, you finally give yourself a chance to actually connect. 8. Final takeaway. So if you remember only one thing from this video, make it this. You do not need to become a different person to have better conversations. You just need to stop getting lost in your own head. The next time you're with someone you like, slow yourself down, say something simple, listen properly, stay with the moment. Be honest and authentic. That is how you get out of the freeze. That is how you sound more natural. And that is how conversations start to feel easy again, for your conversation partner and for you.